Hello, my name is Lisa Shea, and this video is part of my series on horror authors, horror stories, horror novels, and all things horror. So today we're going to talk about a short story by Chris Tattersall, which is book story 5 in The Abyss Within, which is a compilation of 13 different horror short stories. Many of the horror short stories in this series are fairly long for a short story. They're 15 pages or 20 pages or so on. But Chris Tattersall is a fan of flash fiction, short fiction, short fiction. He's written 6-word stories, 100-word stories. So he likes very much constructing things which are really compressed into a short amount of space. And it shows that he has this talent in the story that he wrote for The Abyss Within. So his story is called Dark Times by Chris Tattersall, and his story is only 4 pages long. And I suppose this is probably long for him, considering that he writes words that are only 6 words, and that he writes stories that are only 100 words. This one has more than 100 words in it, but still, it's only 4 pages, so it's fairly short. And even in that short space of just 4 pages, he really creates a coherent character that we can understand greatly, and he doesn't tell about what the character is like. He really shows the character's characteristics and the way that they think about the world through all the different things the character managed to do in these short 4 pages. And also he creates a really cool scenario, which is one that I can relate to very much, and one that's also happens to be like a movie that I adore and that we were just watching last night. So the combination of the way the plot unfolds, which is a style that I like very much, and the character that is created here really shines. And again, with only 4 pages that he's working with, he does a lot of work in bringing this one character, this one situation into clear focus. And I think it's a good practice for many people to try to write just a moment in time and just a person or a small group of people and see how they approach this one situation. So I can't give away many of the details. Usually with these reviews, I can at least give away a few of the details because the story is long enough. But here, with this story being so short, I don't want to give away key details that you might need to be able to unlock the way that the story unfolds. I suppose I will say that this man has obsessive compulsive disorder, because you get that right in, I think, the 4th sentence or something, maybe the 5th sentence, in the first paragraph in any case. So you know that that is a key part of his makeup. And this plays into the way that he addresses the different things that he's going through. So the character is coherent and well put together and acts in a very logical way. It makes a whole amount of sense for the way this character is, and it's very relatable to the reader. It's something the reader can imagine going through. And the environment of what happens to this character is also one that I think people can relate to. And it would be the kind of fun story, since it's so short, you can read it in 2 or 3 minutes, that you could tell friends and family about, get them to read it, and then share your different ideas about what it would be like to be in that situation, or if they've ever had anything similar happen to them, because it's a very psychological type of horror story versus something that has a lot of blood and guts. And for people who are leery of reading horror stories because they don't like the blood and guts side of thing, or the violent side of thing, that Dark Times is not that kind of story. Dark Times is very much a psychological kind of story, and I enjoyed it immensely. That's the kind of story that I tend to personally enjoy. So I do recommend reading Dark Times by Chris Tattersall. I recommend taking a look on Chris Tattersall's Twitter page and taking a look at the other things that he's written, because it's just really phenomenal, the things that he is able to craft in tiny amounts of words. It's really a skill. It's like writing a haiku poetry or something like that, to be able to choose exactly the right words to be able to convey what you are trying to show happening to the character in question. So follow Chris on Twitter. Take a look at some of the other things he's written, because you've got a number of stories out there on the web and in different books and different compilations. And be sure to get a copy of The Abyss Within, which is the collection by the Smash Bear Publishing organization. His story is in here, right in the middle, number 5, and it's well worth reading. So let me know if you have any questions about the story, and any questions about the other things that I am reading. If you want to recommend something to me or have something else for me to take a look at, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to take a look. But definitely follow Chris Tattersall because he's got a real talent with these short pieces. All right, thank you and have a great afternoon.